Betrayed by a business partner. I had already built a relationship with an Iranian man who had a small business in Istanbul. At his request, I pulled my money with his and joined him as a business partner. We planned to export Turkish products to Germany. Although I knew nothing about the export business in Turkey, I believed I would learn from him. Our capital totaled $50,000. While waiting for our import-export license, we decided to get involved with buying and selling anything in the Istanbul market that could provide us with extra money. We got involved in the currency market and continued to make more money. In July 1989, I informed my partner that I needed time off to prepare for my master's thesis at Istanbul University. He supported my educational pursuit, and because I trusted him, I left my share of capital with him. We spoke a few times during the week, but when I attempted to contact him after receiving my master's degree, he was nowhere to be found. I decided to contact a real estate friend of his I had met previously. When I told him what had happened, his words shocked me. He may have taken the money and left. Honestly, I do not know where he is. At his suggestion, I checked with my partner's travel agent, who informed me that my partner had gone to Germany. The news was overwhelming as I contemplated bankruptcy and a bleak future for my family. I didn't know what to do. From the real estate agent, I received the phone number of my partner's wife, who was in Germany visiting relatives at the time. When I reached her, she told me that her husband had been caught with drugs and was in prison. She apologized and said she would try to inform the police and perhaps get some of my money returned. In my heart, I did not trust her words. I went to the German consulate in Istanbul and to the International Police Bureau for help, but with no documentation of our partnership or my share of the money, there was nothing they could do. The company was registered in my partner's name initially, and I was not able to prove that I was his legal business partner. Also, I could not get a visa, nor did I have money to travel to Germany. What little money I had would be gone soon. I needed to work, but had enrolled at the university to earn a PhD. Part-time work would not be enough to support my family. The situation was extremely distressing. I recalled that there was an Iranian Christian group who came to my business partner, and he also attended their church in Istanbul sometimes. I decided to go there to see if anyone had any knowledge of his whereabouts. The church had an outreach to Iranian refugees, and my partner had received help there. I had learned about this when I visited his home and saw a Bible in the Persian language sitting on his coffee table. Startled that I had seen it, my partner said, although he thought it was a good book, he didn't believe in it. He was a Muslim and would stay a Muslim. To have this book in his possession was illegal in Islam. That's why he showed nervousness when I saw the book. He told me that the church consisted of Christians who were afraid to live in Iran after the revolution. Many had been Muslims, but now were followers of Jesus. I was shocked. Muslims became Christians? How can this be? I asked him. Whether you believe it or not, they say that they have left Islam behind and they are Christians now. Not only that, but they're brave too, since the penalty for apostasy in Islam is death, he said. How can Muslims leave a perfect and civilized religion and go back to an uncivilized one? Christianity is 600 years older than Islam, and Islam came to perfect the defects of Christianity, I said. Even though I had lost my zeal for Islam, this was what I was supposed to say as a Muslim after learning that he had been in their church. He offered to take me to talk to someone at the church, but I refused. I have escaped from one death sentence. I do not want another one, I said. Please leave me out of this. How did you come to know these people? They have helped a lot of Iranian refugees here in Turkey, he replied. They don't hesitate to help anyone. Last Christmas, they invited many Iranians to their Christmas party, and I was one of them. At the end of the party, they gave a Bible to me as a gift. Wow, I said. They are brave. Secretly, I wanted to go and learn why these people left Islam and joined Christianity, but I was afraid to express myself to him. I was schooled in Islam and was familiar with its intolerance towards other religions. I knew that any soft approach toward Christianity could expose me to the danger of Islamic punishment. Though I was backslidden from the practices of Islam and was living as a nominal Muslim, I kept my thoughts to myself in order to protect myself from possible danger as much as I could. One day, while we were going to the bazaar in Istanbul, my business partner showed me the church. It was an old, beautiful building on a hilly area. I saw some graffiti on the wall of the church left by radical Muslims who wanted it closed. However, after my business partner had taken my money and escaped, I decided to go to that church to inquire about him. For the first time in my life, I was going to a Christian church. I felt very uncomfortable. This was a zone prohibited by Islam. At any time, radical Muslims could enter the church and shoot everybody, including me. Besides, I wanted to keep a low profile because of my heavy involvement with the Iranian Revolution and my escape. I did not want the church members to know that I was a radical Muslim and a fugitive. Most Iranians in Turkey kept their lives secret. Turkey was not a safe place for Iranians who were ex-politicians or fugitives. The terrorists of the Islamic Republic of Iran were spread everywhere in Turkey, and they killed many fugitive politicians in Turkey. My business partner had told me that some Iranians had lied to these Christians, receiving financial aid from them when they did not need it. I was concerned that they may not believe I'd lost my money, so as I stood in front of the church, I changed my mind and did not go inside. As I left, I realized I had to do something to bring back the money I had lost. I decided to enter the church. Despite my reservations, I entered the churchyard and knocked on the door. An elderly lady answered and asked, "Who are you looking for?" When I told her I was there to visit someone from the Iranian church, she said that they would be there Sunday afternoon, so I returned on Sunday. As I was entering the church, I saw people playing musical instruments in front of a crowd. People were standing, singing, and lifting their hands. This was a shocking sight to me. Music is evil in Islam, especially in a place of worship. Committed Muslims never listen to any music. I was shocked even more when I saw ladies were also singing and raising their voices among men and in a worship place. Immediately I thought, wow, this is one reason that Islam is called superior to Christianity. I had grown up with music my entire life. My father, a nominal Muslim, listened to music on his radio. He himself had a beautiful voice, singing from time to time in gatherings with his friends or on the farm. My mother's brother was an Azeri musician and made his income playing at weddings and other celebrations. My mother is an Azeri. Music is interwoven into Azeri's culture and lifestyle. Music has accompanied the meaningful messages or poems of Persians and Azeri forefathers for generations. I loved music, but had put it away because the Islamic Republic of Iran prohibited it. Despite my early connection to music, I had never seen or heard of it in a worship context. When I saw the congregation participating in music, my immediate thought was sin. I stayed aloof, sitting in the back of the church. I was afraid that if a Muslim came in and saw me standing, he would accuse me of participating in this evil practice with Christians. I had enough problems and did not want to provide grounds for further accusations by the Iranian authorities or other Muslims. I sat behind the people closest to the main door thinking if something strange happened, I could easily run away. When the singing stopped, a Turkish Christian was introduced to the crowd and asked to preach. He spoke in Turkish, and someone interpreted it into Persian for those Iranians who did not know Turkish. Since I understood both languages, I heard the message twice. But I wasn't paying attention. All I could think of was my business partner and how I wanted to kill him. When the service was over, a few people welcomed me warmly. I told them the story of my loss, and they offered to help, saying that they would do their best to find my partner in Germany and try to get back my money, or at least some of it. They said that they had many Christian friends in Germany, and through them, they would be able to find and contact him. They asked me to keep in touch with them so that I could be informed of any news from Germany. I asked them how I could keep in touch. They said, "Keep coming to church, the best place to see each other frequently." This was not good news since I was afraid to go to church. I was expecting them to see me somewhere else and inform me of the news. However, reluctantly, I responded that it would be okay, but in my heart, the response was no.